in the building.
Street executives.
Georgia Muscle Rock.
DJ.
Technique.
What's going on, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Young Brink. You're tuned in to the #1 music show in the Mid-South. That's normally what I say, but right now I'm going to say the #1 entrepreneur show in the Mid-South, because that's what I'm all about, becoming successful. With that being said, right now I have Dr. Marrio Smiles with me on my show. What's going on with you, man?
Man, everything's good, man. Thank you for having me on your show, Brink.
Thank you for being on my show. It means a lot to me. Now, one thing I want to say, where are you from?
I'm originally from Memphis. I was born and raised in the South Memphis area, over there by the Ellison Heights neighborhood, Corey Junior High, Norris Elementary. So everybody, if you know what I'm talking about, you from the area, you know where I'm from.
You know, that's interesting because I'm actually from not too far. I'm like from around the corner. You know what I mean? I'm from the South Side, Pine Hill.
Pine Hill.
That's me.
Yeah, swimming pool, summertime.
Exactly. That's cool. So one thing I want to ask you, tell me a little bit about your history. Like I say, where'd you go to school? Tell me about your family, your whole background. Let the people know. Okay,
yeah. So I'm from South Memphis. I was raised to Minister Lee Thomas and Christine Walker Thomas. To a family of 16 kids.
16?
16 kids.
Wow. Now let me ask you this. Where do you fall in the 16? Like
I was number 11, so I was kind of on the back end just a little bit.
Okay, so you wasn't the middle child.
Right.
Okay. And you're not the baby.
I'm not the baby, so I got 5 underneath me.
Okay, go ahead.
And so we were born and raised over there in South Memphis. I went to Norris Elementary School, Corey Junior High School, which, you know, as we were talking earlier, those schools have closed down.
Absolutely.
And that's because, you know, our neighborhoods are not what they used to be.
Right.
But went to Corey Junior High School, and I probably should have been going to Hampton High School, excuse me, but they bused us out to Overton High School.
Right.
And so I went to high school at Overton. I had a wonderful time at high school. Met a lot of friends. It was diverse. And from Overton High School, I went to play football for Tennessee Tech University up in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Played football?
Played football.
Were you getting good?
I was good, man. I was good. I blew that wheel out my senior year.
Man. Hey, that's the story of a lot of people. You know what I mean? They got the ambitions of being professional, you know what I mean? Going to the NFL, NBA, and then boom, injury happens. But that's where your plan B comes in. That's
exactly right. My plan A was to go to the NFL. I wanted to go. And I had an injury just that I couldn't overcome. And my plan B was to go to dental school. So fortunate for me, I did have a plan B. And I had already taken some courses going into that direction. I just had to finish college, which I did.
Right.
And for a lot of our community, what you don't know, because I'm going to tell you, Brink, I was in college.
Right.
And I didn't know this fact. I wanted to go to dental school.
Okay.
And I didn't know we had a dental school right here in the city.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that myself.
We have a medical school here in this city, and a lot of our young black men and young black women don't know that.
Right.
It's downtown. The medical school, you can be any kind of doctor you want to be right here in your own city, but you got to know that information. You got to want to go to become doctors, and we need more black doctors in the field.
I agree. So let me ask you this. How did you get your start in dentistry?
Well, I was, Brink, believe it or not, 7th grade. I had a bad toothache.
Okay.
At that time, I really hadn't experienced any pain like that.
Right.
And I walked around for like days.
Were you playing football in 7th grade?
No, actually, hadn't even started playing football yet.
Okay. So I was going to say you played football and didn't experience pain? What?
Yeah, They actually I was in 7th grade. For some years, they cut out football in middle school.
I got you. Okay.
And they actually started football back up when I got to 8th grade.
Okay.
So I hadn't started playing football yet. But I had a bad toothache. And I walked around for days. Didn't say anything to my mom and dad. And my sister, my face swelled up.
Right.
So you familiar?
Hey, you guys seen the episodes? I'm walking around face swole. Hey, I know all about it.
Right. So my face was swollen. My sister looked at me. She said, "What is wrong with you?" I said, I don't know, my face is hurting.
Right.
And she looked at me and she went and told my mother
Right.
that, you know, I need to go to see the dentist. So they took me to the dentist. I was expecting for the doctor to hurt me.
Right.
Because that's the underlying current when people think about coming to the dentist is that when you come to see us, we're going to hurt you.
Right.
It's actually the opposite.
Right.
You're in pain. We're trying to get you out of pain.
Right.
We got to get people to see that because for some reason they've got it connected. I know why.
Right.
They've got it connected that if you say dentist, then that means pain.
Right.
And
generally speaking, when people mention dentists, they think of drills
Right.
and all kind of just craziness. You know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily the case.
That's exactly right. So anyway, went in. The doctor numbed me up, and again, in my mind, I was expecting pain.
Right.
And he took the tooth out, and when he took it out, I said, "You done?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm done."
Yeah.
And from that, I was so impressed with that.
Right.
From that day forward, whenever someone asked me, "Where are you going to be?" I would always say, "I'm going to be a dentist."
Right.
And so that was my plan B, going into this field, and it's why I am where I am today.
That's awesome. Now, one thing I want to ask you right now, where did you went to school here, correct?
Right.
Here in Memphis. Okay.
That's right.
Now, how long does it take? Because, I mean, like I say, there are people out there right now that may be interested in getting in the medical field, but they may be apprehensive about it because they think, it's going to take a long time. You know what I mean? Or it may cost a lot of money. How long did it take you to complete and become a dentist?
Well, with going to college, or what we call undergraduate, that means where I went and played football at Tennessee Tech University. It actually took me 5 years to get out of undergrad, and that was because I changed my major a couple of times. I actually started out in dentistry, and then I was around a lot. It was an engineering school and a business school, and I thought, well, everybody else is doing engineering or business, so I need to probably switch. So I switched to business, and I found out I didn't like that, so I switched back to dentistry. So it took me 5 years. Typically, it should take you 4 years to get out of undergraduate. Okay. So that's 4 years of regular college, and then you have 4 years of dental school. All right. So to a lot of people, that sounds like a lot of time. But it's not. I still to this day can't believe that I've been practicing now for 15 years.
15 years?
15 years.
Wow. So
I mean, that 8 years, that 9 years that I spent trying to get where I am. It almost feels like it didn't even happen. It's a mindset. You got to understand that in order to get into a certain position, whether it's being a doctor or being an attorney or owning your own business, it takes time. It does not happen overnight. So back then, of course, it was a little less expensive than it is now to go to school. But you will incur some costs going to school. But even then, there are different grants and different scholarships that you can get to kind of help offset the cost of going to school. So don't let that discourage you. If you want to go into the medical field, you need to come, especially in dentistry, because we don't have a lot of. I'm president of the Pan-Tennessee Dental Association, which is a state organization for the National Dental Association, which is a national organization comprised mainly of minorities. And one of the problems that we're having is that we don't have a lot of young people going into dentistry, black people. And actually, the way it's going is we have more black women going into the medical field and into dentistry than we have black males. So we've got a problem with our black males seeing that this is an option for them and a way for them to make a living. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so glad you invited me on your show. So it gives me a chance to get your audience my take on what I do and how to get here.
And that's an honest perspective that you have, because honestly, I've been to several dentists, in my lifetime, and the majority of them have been black women. And I rarely come across, black male dentists, and I think that's something that we should have more of. Not only that, but in the medical field as well, Of course, like you say, man, we come from South Memphis, and the whole goal is to make it out of South Memphis. But when you make it out of South Memphis, the goal is to come back and give back to South Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And do things for your community. So I really believe that there's some young brothers out there watching right now and seeing you and understanding that, hey, I can do this, you know, because they watch me weekly and they see that I can do this. All it takes is time, and you do have to invest. That's why when you mentioned about the expensive costs of tuition and stuff like that, but understand that it's an investment. You're going to make that money right back and then some.
Right.
Believe. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go ahead and get back into the whole dental hygiene. You know what I mean? How important is the mouth to your overall health?
The mouth is so important, and this is something that our community, we got to really slow down and try to ingest this.
Okay.
Because, again, in the past and even currently, we have not been getting the information that we need to properly take care of ourselves.
Right, right.
And I happen to believe that if I'm from this community, I'm from South Memphis, I'm African American, I live in this city.
Absolutely.
If you don't hear it from me, then who's going to give it to you?
Right, right.
Your mouth is so important. One of the very first things you learn as a baby, for most moms, is they try to teach you how to brush your teeth.
That's right.
Anything that you put physically inside of you goes through your mouth.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter that your overall, whether it's when we all ingest bacteria, but your food, what you drink, any type of products that you need to ingest, whether it's medicine will go through your mouth for the majority of us. 99%. There are those who have to put things in other ways, depending on your health.
Injecting.
But it's going to pass your lips, past your teeth, over your tongue, and down your throat first, before it hits anything else. That's why your mouth is so important. We have people, I call them having a condition called, and I call it fingernail toenail syndrome.
Okay.
When you got the fingernail toenail syndrome, that means you look at your teeth like you look at your fingernails and your toenails.
Okay.
The problem is your fingernails and toenails got one up on your teeth. Okay. They grow back.
That's true. That's true.
Your teeth don't grow back.
Right.
So if you let your teeth get into a position where it's that we can't fix it or we can't save it, and you have to have it pulled, but it was because of your mentality.
Right.
Not really because of anything that, any other reason why it would have gone bad, just simply because of the way you think about your teeth.
Yeah.
You need to change that. Your mouth is very important. You use your teeth to chew, you use your teeth to speak, you use your teeth to defend yourself. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah. But if you ain't got, let's say you're in a tight spot, somebody got you down.
Yeah.
And nothing else you got, but your mouth is free.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Mike Tyson.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's it's not a silly way to look at it, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
If that's the way you get out of that hole, and a lot of women have to go to that.
That's true.
If you ain't got your front teeth, ain't no way you can get a good grip on that, whoever's got you down.
That's true.
All right?
That's true.
Your teeth are the hardest structures in your body, and a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
They're harder than your bones, okay? They're made out of a crystalline material, hydroxyapatite, okay? And you've got to understand that once you lose that, you don't get those back. We have to try to we can replace them, but still, it's not like your natural tooth structure.
Right, absolutely.
So the overall health, is very important. You need your teeth. You grew them for a reason, all right? So as you can use them.
Dr. Marrio Smile. Dr. Marrio Smile. Give me, you know I want the Dr. Marrio Smile.
Hi, this is Dr. Mario. Come to Dr. Mario Smiles and let us turn your family's frowns upside down.
Of course, we back, Brink TV, #1 entrepreneur show in the Mid-South. Like I said, we have my guest, Dr. Marrio Smiles, a.k.a. Dr. Mario Thomas, whatever you want to call him. I just call him Mario, you know. It's my homie. Like I said, we South Memphis, we connecting. We talking about dental hygiene. We talking about building up the black community. We talking about a lot of stuff. Now, one thing I want to ask you right now, what is the #1 problem with the black community as far as the mouth and oral hygiene?
The #1 problem that we have, Brink, is gum disease.
Okay.
And we have it because we don't know how to properly brush. We don't know when to brush. and we don't know how often to brush.
Okay.
And that's one thing that we really stress when we have patients coming in our office. Those three things: when, how often, and how to brush.
Okay.
Gum disease develops because, first of all, some people can be predisposed to get it genetically.
Right. Right.
Now, that does not mean that you're going to get it. What that means is that if you don't take care of your teeth and your gums like you should, there's a good chance you will get it. Okay? Now, gum disease is a disease of the gums. It develops if you're not properly removing plaque and food from around your teeth consistently.
Okay.
A lot of people will brush one day and they'll skip 2 or 3 days and not brush it off.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's reality, though.
It's reality. They won't floss. For instance, they'll say, well, I brush, but I don't floss. Well, you're still missing a good portion of your tooth structure, because in between your teeth, you've got tooth structure and you've got gum tissue. And your bristles cannot get in between there every time that you use your brush. So if you're not flossing and if you're not rinsing, because even after you floss, brush, and brush your teeth, rinsing helps. Water is a little, I call it water, but that fluid is a little bit more negotiable around your gums and your teeth.
Okay.
So that's going to help wash some more of the bacteria away when you rinse. So if you're not doing those three things, flossing, brushing, and rinsing, the gum disease can develop. And there's some people who actually don't do anything. And those are the people, when you come in, and I tell people all the time, stop lying to your dentist. I'm just gonna be honest. You know, I'm here to help you.
Right,
when you come in, I want to try to gauge where you are.
Right,
when I see that you come in, your mouth is not in good condition.
Right.
And I ask you, how often do you floss, brush, and rinse? And you look at me and say, I floss, brush, and rinse every day. And I'm going, no.
Yeah.
You're not flossing, brushing, and rinsing every day.
Right.
So mentally, I want you to let it sink in. Okay, this guy's here to help me. I need to tell him what I'm doing at home and why my mouth looks like it looks.
You know, I really think that a lot of people may feel like that if they be honest, that you're gonna quote unquote judge them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just a part of that inferiority complex that people have. You know, they see a person with, you know, position that, you know, is, I guess, above them. Unconsciously, they think, oh, well, he gonna look down at me, he gonna judge me and think this and that. But like you said, you here to help.
Right.
Not here to hurt, not here to talk bad about people and talk crazy to them. You're here to actually help your problem.
Right.
So be honest to the man.
Yeah, you need to be honest, because if you're not honest, I can't bring a solution to your problem. If you're telling me you're flossing and you're brushing every day, and I look and it's not what I see in your mouth, then I don't know how to fix it for you.
Right.
I can go in and do what I do here, but if you go back home and you do the same thing that you've been doing after I fix it, you're going to get right back in the same condition that you were in.
Absolutely.
So that's why you need to be honest. If you're going to a dentist, you need to feel comfortable with that dentist enough to tell them the truth or tell her the truth, and so that she can help fix your problem. So don't go in and tell us. Don't come in and tell me something that you know you're not doing at the house, because then I can't properly help you.
Right. Now, another question I'm going to ask is dentistry expensive?
Dentistry is not expensive.
It's not?
No. And I say that because I tell people, and the quote that I like to use is that dentistry is not expensive, but neglect is.
Okay.
If you got 32 teeth in your mouth and you haven't been to see your dentist and you haven't been brushing properly, and you got a hole in every tooth. Yeah. Okay. That's 32 teeth with a hole in them, right? Yeah. So, and if it costs $100 to do a filling on one tooth, and you got 32 teeth that need them, now it's expensive.
That's a used car.
Right. Now it's expensive. Why? Because you never came in for your checkup. You never came in for us to catch it when it was small, or catch one this 6 months, and then, oh, there's another one here this 6 months. So now instead of you having to pay $3,200 at one time, you only have to pay $100 to get a tooth fixed that one time. And then if there's something else, But you know, that other thing may not have even happened because you're doing your checkups and we're telling you, okay, make sure you're flossing, make sure you're brushing. You're doing good here. We're able to encourage you, but we can't do that if you don't come in.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, it gets expensive, but not because dentistry is. Your neglect of your mouth made it expensive. So you got to understand that. I'm not there with you at your house at nighttime. I don't know if you're flossing, brushing, and rinsing. It's not possible for me to be there.
Right.
But you are. You know what you're doing. So you've got to let this sink in. If I haven't been going to the dentist, maybe I need to go and see where I am and then get it fixed and then take it from there.
Right, right. I absolutely agree with that. One thing I want to ask, because this is what I want to know personally, because like I say, I've been to you recently, and I need to know, how do we take care of our mouths?
Really, really, really simple, Brink. This is so simple.
Because when I came in, I was at a point to where I couldn't continue doing my daily activities because it was hurting me that much. I'm eating all on one side of my mouth, and hey, I need to know, how do I take care of my mouth?
Yes. Here we teach flossing, and I teach patients to floss first, so that when you go to the bathroom, don't pick up your brush, don't pick up your rinse. Pick up your floss first and floss your teeth. The reason why I make patients do that is because a lot of people go and they pick up their brush and they brush their teeth, and then they don't feel like flossing.
Right.
So they feel like, well, I brushed, so
yeah, that's
flossing
true.
ain't that important. I don't even feel like it.
That's true. That's true.
So pick up your floss first. And two, you've got to know how to floss properly. A lot of people don't know how to floss and you need to come in or go to a dentist where they can show you how to properly do it.
Yeah.
Because it depends on your motion. Like a lot of people think that this motion here is flossing, like in and out, and that's not flossing.
Yeah.
Flossing is an up and down motion.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure you're getting the size of all of your teeth in order to do that. But we can show you how to do that. And it's just like riding a bike. Once you learn how to do it, you got it. And if you're consistent, the more you do it, the quicker you're going to get at it. The less time you have to spend at it because you're actually doing it every night.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So flossing, we teach our patients to floss first. Then we teach you to brush. Okay. If you don't have a power brush, we have power brushes here that we feel like our patients will do justice for our patients. When you come in, we'll offer those to you. If you don't have a power brush, the hand brushes, you need to know how to brush properly with the hand brush, which you actually use small circles or a shaking motion with a sweep. Again, we can show you how to do that here because most people do this motion here.
Right, right.
You're going to clean the sides of your teeth pretty good, but you're not doing much as far as getting in between them.
Right.
And you also risk wearing your gum tissues away when you're using a sawing motion.
Right, right,
okay?
right.
And there's a lot into this because depending on the type of bristles on your toothbrushes, a lot of people don't know there are different hardness to tooth bristles. Okay. You got a soft bristle and you got a hard bristle.
Okay.
And if you're using a hard bristle, you are going to risk wearing away your gum tissue from around your teeth and exposing your roots and causing your teeth to be sensitive. Right. Right. So we kind of go through all that with you and talk to you because that's why we need to know what you're doing at the house. Absolutely. What you're using. What are you using? Right. So we teach them to floss. Then we teach you how to brush properly. And then we teach you how to rinse and what to rinse with depending on your problem. Right. Okay? So if you can do those three things, coupled with the fact you're doing your checkups at your dental office, you should be pretty good. Okay. I don't know anything that's going to go wrong. And if something goes wrong, you go in there for your checkups, we can get it when it's small. Right, right, right. Okay?
I think that's awesome because, like I said, I just learned something because everything that you just said, I do as far as the sawing motions, and I even got a hard toothbrush. You know what I mean? And I'm learning, and I hope you guys are learning as well. Now, one thing I want to say, go ahead and give them your address or phone number or email, contact information, because the most important thing is for you guys to get your mouth taken care of immediately, and this is someone who can do that for you immediately. So go ahead and give them your information.
Dr. Marrio Smiles, we're at 670 Colonial Road. We're in Suite 6. We're right across the street from Target on Colonial. So if you can find the Target on Colonial, my office, my driveway is directly across from Target's driveway, and we're in Suite 6. My telephone number is 901-537-0077. It's 537-0077. And you can call. We'd love to have you in our practice. I've got a wonderful staff. And when you come, our goal is to make sure that you understand how important your smile is to you and to us.
Hey, I can't say it no better than what he just said. Now, before we go, I do understand that you had history in radio, correct?
Man, I did. I had a radio show on KW, I guess, KWA.
Right, yeah.
For about 3 years almost. Where I was on Wednesday mornings from 8 to 9. Well, actually, I started on Saturdays from 8 to 9. And then that last year and a half, I went to Wednesdays from 8 to 9.
Right.
Every Wednesday morning on KWAM, and we discussed. It was a dental talk radio show, so everything was dealing with dentistry, and we did some other things besides talking about dentistry to kind of make it fun. But I absolutely enjoyed it. Being in the industry, the entertainment industry, it's a wonderful field to be in. And just like Brink is in bringing me on his show, he's also showing you guys how important and what he does. So I want to tell you to make sure you support this dude. He's in our community. He's bringing something good. He's bringing good shows to you through his television show.
That's right.
Information, I should say, to you through his television show. So I support Brink. He supports me, and that's what it's about. You know, supporting each other and helping to build our community.
Yeah, and I really think it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't let the whole injury stop you from succeeding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You went from that to, like you said, your plan B, became a dentist, and even from there, you got into the entertainment industry. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, we all, black children, we all got visions of being on TV or being in radio and naming lights and all that. I think it's cool that you actually got to do that as well as, like I say, your plan B, and that's amazing. Always have a plan B. That's the most important thing when plan A don't work, because, hey, I wanted to be a basketball player. It didn't work. I wanted to be a wrestler. Didn't work. I wanted to be a rapper. I decided to stay in the industry and not rap. I got into television, so this is like my plan D or something like that. But I always have a backup plan. It's the most important thing. Any shout-outs, anything before we go?
I just want to say hello to my wife and my kids, all of my family, everybody from South Memphis. To all of my classmates, those who listen to this, whether it was dental school or college or high school. Just want to say hello to Memphis, period. We're trying to rebuild our community and also infuse some goodness into our everyday lives, because we really need it. If you look as to what's going on in our community and how far back we've fallen from the things that most of our parents taught us, it's important that we continue to get good information out to help battle some of the bad stuff that we're ingesting on a daily basis. So keep supporting Brink. We'd love to have your support in Dr. Marrio Smiles. Excuse me. And let's continue to build our community and make it stronger each and every day.